The Arcturians, The Feel of Dimensions. By Suzanne Lie. October 14, 2013. Website: Suzanne Lie PhD.blogspot.com. Produced by Higher Self.
You must learn to differentiate between the feeling of the third, the feeling of fourth dimension and feeling of the fifth dimension. We say feeling as opposed to perception because fifth-dimensional perceptions are felt with your entire light body. 3D perceptions. On the other hand, your third dimension feels like you are limited to third-dimensional boundaries of separation between persons, places, situations and things. To rise above this feeling of limitation, you must release your attachment to the third-dimensional belief that you can only perceive that which resonates to a small range of frequencies on the electromagnetic spectrum. 4D perceptions. When your fourth-dimensional perceptions come online to your waking life, they are similar to your dream images. They still appear somewhat separate, but they are of mutable shapes that waft in and out of your perceivable timeline. Thus the density and boundaries of third-dimensional perceptions are quite different from the mutable and flittering perceptions of the fourth dimension. In the third dimension you feel a perception by touching it, talking to it, hearing it or interacting with it in your physical timeline. In the fourth dimension, your perceptions are clear, yet mutable, as you are usually dreaming or in meditation. You may, also, have a fourth-dimensional perception of sight, hearing or touch that blinks in and out of your physical life. 5D perceptions. Fifth-dimensional perceptions are only perceivable when you are meditating or holding a fifth-dimensional state of consciousness, which is usually delta wave consciousness. While in delta wave consciousness you usually have your physical eyes closed and your intention placed primarily on your inner world. However, with practice you can remember the feel of unconditional love and unity with all life that wafts into and through your higher consciousness. Then you can open your eyes while communing with this frequency of your multidimensional self. Differentiation of feel. Third-dimensional consciousness reminds you to be alert to all fearful stimuli so that you can protect your physical form. Perceptions from your fourth-dimensional consciousness will not harm your physical form, but they can give you warnings to protect yourself. Therefore, both third and fourth-dimensional consciousness can have varying degrees of the feeling of fear or warning. On the other hand, the fifth dimension resonates to a frequency beyond harm and, hence, beyond fear. Instead, fifth-dimensional consciousness feels joyful, blissful and filled with unconditional love. These three sensations are seldom felt in the third or fourth dimension, so you can use them to identify that you are within a fifth-dimensional, or beyond, state of consciousness. Once you can identify your third and fourth-dimensional history, you can learn from the failures and/or traumas of your past and raise your consciousness into the now of the fifth dimension. In this manner, you can bypass your third and fourth-dimensional history to attach to the virgin expectations of the timeless fifth dimension. Understand that if there is no time there can be no history. Even though your lower dimensional history is an obstacle to your return home to the fifth dimension, it was the collection of a history that was one of your primary reasons for your first incarnation in the lower worlds. We can say first incarnation because incarnations in a time-bound reality can be counted in a sequential, numerical manner. You, of course, knew this before you entered your first incarnation, but having never experienced time, you had no idea of the consequences of having a history. In your timeless state you were forever new. Thus, you did not have your myriad experiences in time-bound timelines in which every reality was separate from the others. In the fifth dimension you experience myriad realities within the now. All of these realities are connected and intermingled in the one of your flow of consciousness. You are not a person, or a place or even a thing. You are pure consciousness. Form exists in the higher worlds, but only as a created package for your light energy field. It is important to remember that you cannot perceive the fifth dimension and beyond while in a lower state of consciousness because your sensory perceptors are not calibrated to that frequency. Fortunately, unconditional love for yourself will expand your consciousness into the fifth dimension and beyond. While in this expanded state of consciousness, you can choose to simultaneously use your fifth dimensional consciousness to perceive the higher worlds and your third, fourth dimensional consciousness to ground those perceptions into your third, fourth dimensional form, as well as into Gaia's planetary form of Earth. This task takes practice and a strong connection to the unconditional love of the higher frequencies. However, once you regain your multidimensional perceptions, you become a portal opener. As a portal opener, you continue to wear your Earth vessel while you simultaneously ground your fifth dimensional perceptions into the body of Gaia. In this manner, your fifth dimensional perceptions become third dimensional creations. Your expectations of fifth dimensional perceptions activate your multidimensional consciousness. Hence, you can perceive the higher worlds as they intermingle with the 3D matrix. This intermingling of the fifth dimensional frequency with the third dimensional matrix destabilizes the 3D matrix and allows the higher light to bleed through into your physical reality. In fact, this bleed-through of higher light is occurring within your now, and is a huge component of planetary ascension. We will go into detail on this subject at a later date in your 3D time. However, you can always expand your consciousness into the fifth dimension and ask us yourself. In closing, we ask you to be patient with yourself, as you have been trained to believe that you are only physical. Therefore, remember that unconditional love for yourself expands your consciousness and attaches you to the higher worlds of your multidimensional self who is eagerly awaiting your communication. All you need to do is believe in yourself.